Check, check. Testing.
Left is on. Second. I'm your breath. Right. Before we get our session started underway this afternoon, we would like to gratefully recognize and acknowledge that the land on which we gather and compete on through the course of tonight's session and overall through the course of this weekend lies within the ancestral and unceded territories of the Lekwungen peoples, represented by the Kusapsum, also known as the Esquimalt, and Songhees nations, and the Wasanich peoples, represented by the Sartlip, Pakwachin, Tsayut, Sekum, and Malahat nations. These first peoples have been here since time immemorial, and their continued connection to the land on which we gather continues to this day. Athletes, coaches, and spectators, good afternoon and welcome back to Saanich Commonwealth Place for our last night, Day 4 finals here at the 2026 Winter BC Provincial Championships, hosted by Pacific Coast Swimming in partnership with Swim BC. Our host this weekend, Pacific Coast Swimming, would like to gratefully acknowledge the support of partners and sponsors, Accent Inns, BC, the Government of BC, Esquire Wholesalers, the T-shirt people, Holiday Inn Express, Holiday Inn Elk Lake, Hotel Grand Pacific, Motel 6, Nexa Power Canada, Nicholas Randall, Soteria Protection, Sunny Education, Team Aquatic Supplies, and Victoria Pacific Aquatic Foundation. Thank you for your support. We'd also like to gratefully recognize all the efforts of all the wonderful individuals tonight through our last night of racing, as well as all the volunteers throughout the course of this weekend, keeping us fed and watered, as well as supporting a fair and safe competitive environment. And a special thank you to our senior officials for the donation of your time and expertise in running this weekend's proceedings. Starting us off, as with this morning, we begin with the girls and boys 200-meter individual medley. Following, we will move into move into our multi-class girls and boys 200-meter individual medley, then into our 50 backstroke, 50 breaststroke, 400 freestyle, our multi-class girls and boys 200, 400 combined finals, and then cap off our last night of racing with the 4x50 meter medley relay. We're looking forward to another great night of finals tonight. We'd like to highlight before we get underway, we had a new pending America's record swum this morning in prelims by Pacific Seawolves Mary Jibb. A man America's record encompassing all swims within the North American, South American continent. We will be looking forward to another record-breaking swim tonight in finals, as well as many other BC provincial and national record possibilities. This morning, with our morning session, we had a BC record in the S10 girls 50-meter backstroke. Mary Jibb won that in addition to the America's record in the 200-meter individual medley, and a new pending Canadian record in the S5 boys 200-meter individual medley by Pacific Seawolves Sebastian Masabi. We'd like to remind all those in attendance, Swim BC is working in partnership with Sports Canada TV, Canada's premier online amateur sport network, to provide live streaming for all of our sessions throughout the course of this weekend, including tonight's session. So make sure to direct any of your friends and family unable to make it into the pool this afternoon to the Swim BC YouTube channel and Day 4 finals. We now ask all those of you in attendance to please rise, direct your attention to the Canadian flag at the south end of the facility, and join in, should you feel the spirit, with the Canadian National Anthem, sung tonight by Pacific Coast Swimming's Eden Bland. Once again, if you were able, please rise for the Canadian National Anthem.
Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Once again, Eden Bland from Pacific Coast with the Canadian National Anthem. It's time now, folks, to direct your attention to the start end of the pool for our final set of evening races here at the 2026 BC Winter Provincial Championships. Who's ready for night number 4? Come on, folks. For our 12 and unders behind the blocks, we can do better than that. Who's ready for the girls 2IM? All right, everybody, welcome to night number 4. For those coaches of you out on the pool deck, grab an Italian chicken sandwich and settle in for our last night of racing. This is event 57, the girls 200-meter individual medley, the 12 and under girls provincial final. Good luck to all athletes. Girls 200-meter individual medley, our 12 and under final. Athletes in the pool, swimming lane number 1, Campbell River Killer Whales, Isabella Mills. Into Kelowna Aquajets, Elodie Sandler. Lane 3, Kamloops Classic, Mia Whittle. Lane 4, Pacific Sea Wolves, Andrea Sanchez Portillo. Lane 5, Wayland Swim Club, Kathy Liu. 6, Canadian Dolphins, Everly Hirsch. In 7, Wayland Swim Club, Teresa Yi. Lane 8, Wayland Swim Club, Mandy Han. Coming into our 100-meter mark, leading out, Whittle at a 1:09.08 by 2/10 over Sanchez Portillo. 1:09.29, Sanchez Portillo, then followed up next. A second back, 1:10.26 by Wayland and Kathy Liu. Sanchez Portillo last summer at provincial championships as an 11 and 12-year-old was the silver medalist in the 100 breast as well as the bronze in the 50 and the 200. Looks to be gaining some ground over Whittle heading through our third 50 of our 12 and under final, starting us off this evening on night number 4. A half body length lead into the final 50, 150.62. Sanchez Portillo followed by Whittle. Kathy Liu brings up third at 154.09. 2 seconds, 6/10 behind seconds. Kathy Liu, second fastest seed at 2:29.36. Fastest time, Whittle coming back like a freight train at 2:23.47. First place finish in lane number 3. Demolishes her morning session effort of 2:30.00. 6.5 seconds down from that time. Sanchez Portillo then second in lane number 4, and for third in lane 5, Kathy Liu for Waylands. Results on the board are official. Lanes 3, 4, 5 are asked to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentations. Once again, lanes 3, 4, 5 are asked to make their way to the awards podium. Behind the blocks, our next race in the girls 2IM. This is the 13 and 14-year-old provincial final. Over to the awards podium and the medalist presentation for the girls 12 and under 200-meter individual medley. Bronze medalist, Wayland Swim Club, Kathy Liu. Silver medalist, Pacific Sea Wolves, Andrea Sanchez Portillo. Gold medalist, your provincial champion, Kamloops Classic, Mia Whittle. Congratulations. 13, 14-year-old finalists underway. Heading off the 50, our leading turn was Sophie Smith for Olympian swimming at 30.63. Top qualifier, Xinyi Tian for Pacific Sea Wolves at a 2:25.78. A 2:26.03 was Pacific Coast Swimming's Avery Hill, second out of prelims. Summer of 2024, a silver medalist in the 50 fly, 50 back, 2 breasts, and bronze in the 50 breasts. I am a strong suit for Tian, though current 5th place, leading still Sophie Smith at 1:04.69 in lane number 8. Next closest, Ellie Chu for Kelowna, lane 6. Smith this morning at a 2:28.49, apparently swimming down or saving up for finals. .60 meters to go. Smith experiencing some contest now. Here up in lane number 2, Bonnie Choi turns a close second behind Smith. 1:49.31, 1:49.48. Big 50 from Choi at a 39.91. Way faster than the rest of the field. Smith, a bronze medalist so far this weekend in the 400-meter individual medley. A gold medalist in the 100 backstroke. Gold medalist as well in the 200 back. And heading into the wall, though, it's going to be Bonnie Choi, first in 2 at 2:21.17. Second fastest finish, Sophie Smith for Olympian swimming in lane 8, and third, Xinyi Tian for Pacific Sea Wolves, lane 4. Results on the board are official. Lanes 2, 8, and 4 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentation during our next swim. Moving on now to next swim, 15, 16-year-old final for the girls 200-meter individual medley. The medalist presentation now for the 13 and 14-year-old girls 200-meter individual medley. Bronze medalist, Pacific Sea Wolves, Xinyi Tian. Silver medalist, Olympian swimming, Sophie Smith. Gold medalist, Spartan Swim Club, Bonnie Choi, your provincial champion for 2026. 15-16-year-old finalists, lane number 1, Kelowna Aquajets, Emily Golanowski. Lane 2, Olympian swimming, Emma Croston. 3, Olympian swimming, Shea Murtha. Lane 4, Pacific Coast swimming, Maëlle Sanborn. Naomi Minot for Winskill in 5. In 6, Canadian Dolphins, Michelle Zhang. 7, Kisu Swim Club, Nina McEachran. And lane 8, Olympian swimming, Vivienne Lin. Earlier this morning in our qualifying period for this final, 2:17.97, the top qualifying time was a tie between Maëlle Sanborn in 4 and Naomi Minot in lane 5 tonight. Halfway turn, Minot leads with a 1:03.81 on the clock, followed second 1:04.06, just 0.2 back. Emma Croston for Olympian swimming. A gold medalist last summer in the 400-meter individual medley, reprised Winter 2025 and Winter 2024, 3 times straight gold medalist in the 4IM. Back in 2024, also added the 2IM to her slate of golds. Poi will be angling to do that again tonight. However, Sanborn with the lead into the end of the breaststroke leg. Turns for first in 4, 1:42.74, up in front of the field at the end of the breaststroke. Gold medalist in the 200 last summer. Winter last year, gold in the 50 breast, as well as silver in the 1-2 breast in 2IM. A bronze medalist in the 4IM. No slouch in this event either. Sanborn leads into the final 25 of freestyle, followed closely Shea Murtha, Minot in 5 as well. It's going to be a body length under the final 5. 2:17.97, the tie time between Sanborn and Minot tonight. Broken at a 2:14.41. Dominant finish in 4 for Sanborn. Minot second in 5. Third, Murtha in 3. Results shown on the board are official. Lanes 4, 5, and 3 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentations. It's time now to move into our last swim for the girls' 200-meter individual medley. Let's get ready to make some noise for your 17 and over girls' provincial final. The medalist presentation now for the 15 and 16-year-old girls 200-meter individual medley. Your bronze medalist, Olympian swimming, Shea Murtha. Silver medalist, Winskill Dolphin Swim Club, Naomi Minot. Gold medalist, 2026 15-16-year-old provincial champion is Pacific Coast Swimming, Maëlle Sanborn. The 15-17-year-old final coming into our 100-meter mark turn. Leader is Kisu Swim Club, Hannah Rutten. Second fastest to Rutten, Juliet Nicholson for Kelowna, lane number 3. And current third, Riley Greenfield, representing Pacific Coast at a 1:05.82. Rutten with this morning a 2:21.91. First out at the end of the backstroke. Last winter was a silver medalist in the 200 back, bronze medalist in the 100. Has the holding power with gold medals, silver medal in the 15 free and bronze medal in the 800 free last year. Coming into our 150, Kisu Sil, but this time Kaya Dimitri leading into the final 50 of freestyle. If you don't recall from earlier on in this weekend's racing, Kaya Dimitri is a 3-time straight gold medalist in the 100 breaststroke, the last 3 provincial events. As well, had a silver medal in the 200-meter individual medley last summer. Leads over our top qualifier, Maisa Montakab in lane number 4. Dimitri this morning was a 2:22.33 and cruises into a 2:16.52 finish in 7. Results shown on the board are official. Our top 3 are invited to make their way to the awards podium. Once again, top 3 to the awards podium, please. Time to move on now to the boys 200-meter individual medley. Behind the blocks, your 12 and under boys 200-meter individual medley provincial final. Directing attention to the awards podium, the medalist presentation now for the 17 and over girls 200-meter individual medley. Bronze medalist, Olympian swimming, Maisa Montakab. Silver medalist, Kelowna Aquajets, Juliet Nicholson. Gold medalist, 17 and over provincial champion, Kisu Swim Club, Kaya Dimitri. Congratulations. Our 12 and under final, first in at the 100-meter turn, Wayland Swim Club, Will Shu at a 1:05.82. For any of those unaware or if it slipped your mind, Will Shu earlier this weekend set a national record in the 11 and 12-year-old 400-meter individual medley, a time broken from 2019, and broke it not once but twice, both prelims and finals. BC record for the 200-meter individual medley at the 11 and 12 age group is a 2:15.94. Will Shu this morning was a 2:21.75. Coming into the first place turn at the 150, 1:47.30. Will Shu up front remains our leader. Currently over record pace, 150 for Matthew Cowell holds the BC record for Pacific Seals back in 2023, a 1:42.61 at the same time. Will Shu followed second in lane number 5 meters back by second fastest qualifier and Hayak Swim Club's Andy Pan, who was a 2:28.30 this morning, nearly 7 seconds back from Shu's time. Shu at 2:19.38 first in 4. Andy Pond, second in lane number 5. Third place, Derek Francois for Pacific Coast, 2:27.56 in 3. Results shown on the board are official. Top 3, lanes 4, 5, and 3 are invited to make their way to the awards podium. And it's time now to move into our second swim for the boys 200-meter individual medley. Behind the blocks, this is your boys 13, 14-year-old provincial final. The medalist presentation now for the 1200 boys 200 meter individual medley. Bronze medalist, Pacific Coast Swimming, Derek Francois. Silver medalist, Kayak Swim Club, Andy Pan. Your gold medalist, 1200 provincial champion, is Wayland Swim Club, Will Shu. Swimming in lane number 1 of heat 2, Kayak Swim Club, Jeremy Lee. Lane 2, Pacific Coast Swimming, Noah Zhang. Lane 3, Vancouver Pacific Swim Club, Mateo Palma. In lane 4, Olympian Swimming, Mark Istov. Another national record setter on day 1, Mark Istov, with a 13-14-year-old national record in the 100-meter butterfly. Also set a BC record in the 50 fly on day 2. Off the 100-meter turn, Istov leads 1 minute 44. BC record, a 2 minute 93 for the 2IM, set December 18th, 2022, Toronto, Ontario, at the Ontario Junior International. OJIs that year, Kayak Swim Club's Lon Kim with the record-setting swim. This is tied with the national record. Again, 2 minutes 93. Istov with 50 to go. It's 1:39.30 on the clock. Istov followed second in 6, Noah Arthiaba, and third, Mateo Palma. Istov last summer, gold medalist in the 2IM, was silver in 2025 in the Winter Provincial Championships. And finishes for first by 5 meters with a 2:09.92 in 4. That makes a second straight gold, defending provincial champion from summer last year. Second in lane 2, Jeremy Lee for Kayak, and third, Noah Arthiaba, 2:12.82 in 6. Arthiaba last summer was the gold medalist in the 11-12 age group 200-meter individual medley. But as a 13-14-year-old, not quite enough this winter. Times and results on the board are official. Lanes 4, 1, and 6 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentations. Time to move on now to next swim in the boys 2IM. This is the 15 and 16-year-old boys 2IM provincial final. Over to the awards podium now, the medalist presentation for the 13-14-year-old boys 200-meter individual medley. Bronze medalist, Noah Arthiaba. Silver medalist, Kayak Swim Club, Jeremy Lee. Gold medalist, your provincial champion, Olympian Swimming, Mark Istov. Congratulations. 15-16-year-old provincial final. Athletes in the pool, lane 1, Comox Sharks, Platon Marfenko. Lane 2, for the Sharks again, Sasha Woldnick. Lady Smith, Shemanis Orcas, Colton Gonzalez in lane 3. Pacific Seawolves, Jeffrey Chen in 4. Pacific Seawolves, Matthew Chow in lane 5. In 6, Surrey Knights, Matthew Su. Julius Bartkovich for Kisu in 7. And Olympian Swimming's Jinsei Yamamoto in lane 8. A legacy record in the books here for the 200-meter individual medley, held at 1:59.64. Some specifics unknown about this race. A January 1999 record for Brian Johns. Our top qualifier, Jeffrey Chen, is the 2:06.57. Matthew Chow for Pacific Seawolves, 2:06.86 in lane 5. Second fastest out of prelims. a previous world record holder in the 400-meter individual medley. The record again held since 1999 in this age group by Brian Johns. Back to the pool though for our final 25. Leading time, Jeffrey Chen into the final 5 meters was a 2:06.57 this morning. Coming in strong to top out our 15-17 provincial final with a 2:03.88 in 4. Second fastest, Colton Gonzalez for Ladies Mr. Manus, 2:05.40 in 2, in 3. And third, lane 7, Julius Bartkovich for Kisu. Results on the board are official. Lanes 4, 3, 7 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentation. Once again, lanes 4, 3, and 7 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentations. Final swim now for the boys 200 individual medley behind the blocks. Your 17 and over boys provincial final. The medalist presentation now for the 15-16-year-old boys 200-meter individual medley. Bronze medalist, Kisu Swim Club, Julius Bartkovich. Silver medalist, Ladies Mr. Manus Orcas, Colton Gonzalez. Gold medalist, your 2026 15-16-year-old provincial champion from Pacific Sea Wolves, Jeffrey Chen. Congratulations. '17 and over final, swimming lane number 1, Island Swimming's Noah Weaver. 2, Pacific Coast Swimming, Kieran Feenstra. In 3, PC Swim Club, Callum Zeefley. Lane number 4, Olympian Swimming, Justin Jung. Lane 5, representing Olympian Swimming, Danny Park. Swimming lane 6, Island Swimming, Julio Janesi. 7, Hayak Swim Club, Derek Young. And 8, Campbell River Killer Whales, Zach Mills. Top qualifier at a prelims at 2:01.65. Justin Jung represents Olympian Swimming. BC Open record is a 1:54.15. This time held by representing University of British Columbia, Finley Knox, set last March the 7th. 1 year ago yesterday with the BC Open record. 50 meters to go. Justin Jung leads close to a tie. 3 100ths apart. Danny Park in lane 5. Callum Zeefley in lane 3. 1:33.78, 1:33.81. Leading dominant at 1:31.40. 2 seconds, 4 tenths ahead of Park. Justin Jung in lane number 4. 2:04 IM gold medalist back in winter of 2024. Justin Jung with 4 body links on the competition. 2 minutes 24 for unofficial gold in 4. Second, Callum Zeefley for Kisu, 2:02.41 in 3. And for third, Olympian Swimming, Danny Park in 5. Our next race behind the blocks is the Multiclass Girls 200-meter back individual medley. We'd like to ask any of our finalists in the 50 backstroke to please step down off the blocks. All right, we haven't done much of this so far through provincial championships, but we have a shot of a double America's record in the 200-meter individual medley. We're going to come together as a cohesive unit here and bring Pacific Sea Wolves Mary Jibb under the 2:38.28 pending America's record set this morning in prelims. With that said, times on the board from the last race are official. We'd like to invite lanes 4, 3, and 5 to please make their way down to the awards podium from the 17 and over boys 2 IM final for medalist presentations during our next race. Next up behind the blocks, this is the Multiclass Girls 200-meter individual medley provincial final. Over to the awards podium and the medalist presentation now for the boys 17 and over 200-meter individual medley. Bronze medalist, Olympian swimming Danny Park. Silver medalist, Kisu Swim Club, Callum Ziefley. Gold medalist, Olympian swimming Justin Jung. Congratulations. And here we go, our athletes in the pool. Swimming lane number 4, Pacific Seawolves, Mary Jibb, SM10 classified, along with lane 5, Sophie Wood, representing Pacific Coast Swimming. We have Alyssa Hebert, SM5 classified, representing Stedford Bears Para Swimming in lane number 3. Fastest time at the 50, Mary Jibb at a 32.91. America's record swum this morning under America's record time, 2:38.28. "100 meters in, 1:10.18 for Mary Jibb of Pacific Seawolves. Let's make some noise for our America's record, pending record-breaking swimmer. Mary Jibb for Pacific Seawolves needs to be under 2:38.28 to do a double tonight in the finals. Breaststroke 50 coming to a close. 50 meters to go to 1:56.90 on the clock. Coming home, Mary Jibb for Pacific Seawolves. 2:38.28 the time to beat, 20:30 on the clock. It's going to be a new unofficial America's record for Pacific Seawolves, Mary Jibb at 2:32.18. Previous America's record belonged to Ariana Hunsaker, a time swum at the Short Course Canadian Championships in Sherbrooke last summer. It was a 2:40.59. Jibb this morning at 2:38.28, and this afternoon, this evening at 2:32.18, obliterates that time by another 6.1 seconds. Second, third fastest times, 2:44.28, 3:06.66. Sophie Wood in 5, Stedford Bears Para Swimming in lane number 3. That time for Hebert at the 150. Despite the 2:32.18 time under the previous America's record, Canadian record stands at a 2:27.26. This is a time swum by Wilfrid Laurier University, representing Katie Cosgriff in Guelph, Ontario at the Dean Bowles Divisionals. At the time, November 23rd, 2025, at the Dean Bowles Divisionals, there was no WPS sanction for this event. Therefore, the America's record was ineligible to be swum, and the Canadian record is the standing time. Five meters to go into the end of the breaststroke for Stedford Bears Para Swimming. Alyssa Hebert was a 6:14.57 this morning in prelims. 4:57.07, 100 to go. Final 10 meters to go for Sarah Bears. Para swimming, Alyssa Hebert. Coming into the finish of the race with a 6:07.75. Way under 6:14.57 from prelims. Times and times alone on the board are declared correct. These will also be re-ranked by performance points, but with official times, this is a new pending America's record. Congratulations to Pacific Seawolves, Mary Jibb in the short course SM10 class for the America's record. We'll be re-ranking these performances by performance points and awarding our medalists in a few minutes' time. We move on now to the boys 200-meter multi-class individual medley, timed our provincial final behind the blocks. Our fastest time-based qualifier, 2:22.05 this morning, was Olympian swimming Fernando Liu. Liu holds the national record tied with the BC record at a 2:10.63. Swum up from that this morning to a 2:22.05. Previous SM5 record holder, also in the pool, lane number 7. This is Lucas Van Hert for Spartan Swim Club. The record previously held at 4:22.16 in the provincial SM5 sport class was broken this morning at a 3:27.50 by Sebastian Masabi, swimming in lane number 6. Both Liu and Masabi represented Canada at the last Olympic Games, Paralympic Games in Paris, their first Paralympic berth for both athletes. Breaststroke coming to a close. Leading out, it's Liu in lane number 1, 1:38.26. Under a Canadian record pace, a 1:39.92, swum back in December 6th this season, Vancouver, BC, at the Vancouver Pacific Swimming Winter Invitational. Fernando Liu from Olympian swimming on Canadian record pace into the final 10 meters. 2:10.63 is the time to beat. Are we going to see it? It's going to be 2:09.45. A new unofficial national record in the SM10 sport class 200 IM for Fernando Liu. Breaks his own national record of 2:10.63. Second fastest, Cam Chambers at 2:23.27. Ramon Cisanco, the third fastest finish, 2:23.27, 2:30.47. A reminder again that our times are secondary to performance points calculated based off of an athlete's sport classification compared against the time in which they swim the event in. A 2:55.57 is the fourth fastest finish for Omran Majid-Zada, Sebastian Masabi, 2:49.58 at the 150. And for Masabi, 3:27.50 is the time to beat. Coming in at a 3:31.66, another big swim. That is under the 200 IM Canadian record swum this morning, previously held 2025 at 3:30.88 by Club Sportif Le Loutre Tyson Jacob, 3:31.66 under the BC record for the boys SM5 200-meter individual medley. Next up behind the blocks, we have our 50 back, but before that, times and times alone shown on the board are declared correct. We'll be inviting our awards winners down to the podium once results are reclassified by performance points. And we move now into event 59, the girls 50-meter backstroke, the 12 and under provincial final. We have official results for the 200-meter multi-class swim for the girls, and would like to invite Sedward Bears para-swimming Alyssa Hebert, Pacific Coast Swimming Sophie Wood, and Pacific Seawolves Mary Jibb down to the awards podium for presentation in another heat's time. Fastest time of the first heat of the girls 50 back, 31:15. Westman Otters Lara Senecal, 31:15 in 4. Second fastest in 5, Teresa Yee for Wayland, and third, Kaylin Emerson for Ridge Meadows, 32:51 in 3. Results on the board are official for the 12 and under final. As with our 50s from earlier days in our competition, we will be inviting our medalists down for awards presentations after the end of the boys event. We are inviting lanes 4, 5, and 3 down to the awards podium for medalist presentation after the end of the boys 50-meter backstroke. We are now moving into our next swim behind the blocks. This is the girls 13 and 14-year-old provincial final. In the 13-14 final, 28-8-3, Surrey Knight Swim Club's Leanne Chen touching a second place finish behind Sophie Smith, 28-69. Second fastest finish, Leanne Chen at 28.91 in lane number 4. And third fastest in 5, Ellie Chu for Kelowna, 29.46. Results on the board are official. Lanes 3, 4, 5 are invited to make their way down to the awards podium following the end of the boys 50-meter backstroke. We now move into with the 15 and 16-year-old girls 50-meter backstroke, 15-16-year-old provincial final behind the blocks. Top qualifier for the 15-16 final, lane 4, Canadian Dolphins, Olivia Joel at 27.95. BC 50 back record is at 27.09, held by Jade Hanna. Home stretch going to be 27.91, Olivia Joel for Canadian Dolphins first in lane number 4. Second, Cassie Wong for West Van, 28.68 in 3. Third place, Olympian swimming, Katie Takai, lane number 6. Results shown on the board are official. We invite our top 3, lanes 4, 3, 6, down to the awards podium for medalist presentation at the end of the boys 150 backstroke. Next up, our final swim for the girls 50. This is the 17 and over girls 50 backstroke provincial final. '17 and over final top qualifiers. Spartan Swim Club's Callie Saunders in lane number 4 at 27.84. BC Open record for the backstroke, a 30.12 underway. Backstroke's at 26.45. Top time is Harolyn Jia for Olympian Swimming, 28.43. First in lane number 6. In lane 5. Second in lane number 4, Spartan Swim Club's Callie Saunders. Third place, Spartan Vancouver Pacific Swim Club's Emma Asaoka, 29.01. Results on the board are official. Lanes 5, 4, 3 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentation after the end of the girls 17 and over final. We are moving next into the boys 50-meter backstroke behind the blocks. The 1200 boys provincial final. 1200 final, boys 50-meter backstroke, top qualifier, lane 4, Will Shu for Wayland Swim Club, BC 11-12, 50 back. Provincial record is a 29.25. Under the flag, 28 on the clock, going to be close here. It's going to be 30.24, Will Shu, first in lane number 4. Keesey Swim Club's Milo McDermott, 30.38, second in lane number 5, just over 1/10 back, and third, Emma Engel for Williams Lake, 32 with 25 in 3 for third. Results shown on the board are official. Lanes 4, 5, 3 are asked to please make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentation at the end of this event. It's time now to move into our next race behind the blocks. This is the boys 13 and 14-year-old 50 backstroke provincial final. (13-14) final. Top qualifier, Olympian swimming, Mark Isov at 27.44. BC 13-14 record is a 26.22. Winskill Dolphins, Tai Long Singh, July 2014, Winnipeg at the East-West Youth Duel. Body length and a half lead. Isov 26.58. A big swim here. Not enough, though, to break Singh's record. Second, Mason D'Antoine for Ireland at 28.56 in 6th. Third in lane 5, Elliot Key for Kelowna, 28.68 for 3rd in 5. Results on the board are official. Lanes 4, 6, 5 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentation at the end of this event. 2 races to go. Prior to that, all medalists for the girls 50 back and boys 50 back are asked to please begin making their way down to the awards podium, as well as our multi-class girls and multi-class boys medalists for the 200-meter individual medley. These will all be presented at the end of this event. We move now to second to last swim for the boys 50-meter backstroke behind the blocks, your 15-16-year-old provincial final. (15-16-year-old final, top qualifier, 26.02, Ladysmith Chemainus Orcas Colton Gonzalez. 15-17 boys, BC record 24.65, held since December 2014. China Swim Club's Tim Zhang, Beaverton, USA at the Thunderbolt International Invitational. Body length lead in 4, top time, Gonzalez at 25.20. Second, third, Pacific Seawolves, Jeffrey Chen in 5, Adrenurial Rosal Brito for Olympian swimming, third in 6. Results shown on the board are official. 4, 5, 6 are invited to make their way to the awards podium. We will start these medalist presentations after the end of our next race. It's time now to move into our final swim for the boys 50-meter backstroke behind the blocks. It's the 17 and over boys provincial final. 17 and over final, top two, Olympian swimming, Matteo Savini, Preston Sanavaratni, Olympian swimming, and Surrey Knights in 4 and 5. Both Savini at 19 years of age, Preston Sanavaratni at 17. BC 15-17 record again is a 24:65. Sanavaratni eligible. BC senior record is a 23:39. Finley Knox top time. Savini 25:47. Sanavaratni 25:74. Second fastest finish, again 25:74 for Sanavaratni. Third, Alonzo Chan for Hayek, 25:98 in lane number 3. Results on the board are official. Our top 3 are invited to make their way down to the awards podium. Lanes 4, 5, 3 are asked to please make their way to the awards podium. Coaches, athletes, spectators, current time is 5:25. We now pause session for 4 minutes time. Ask our athletes in the girls 50 breaststroke to please step back and relax for the next 4 minutes. We now move over to the awards podium for medalist presentations in the multi-class girls and boys 200 meter individual medley and our girls and boys 50 backstroke. Over to the awards podium now for our medalist presentations in the girls 200 meter multi-class individual medley. Your bronze medalist, Stedward Bears para swimming, Alyssa Hebert. Silver medalist, representing Pacific Coast Swimming, Sophie Wood. Gold medalist, provincial champion, and two-time America's record lowering swims from Pacific Sea Wolves, Mary Jibb. As with our medalist presentations for 50s throughout this competition, these will be presented fairly quickly. We encourage athletes to take their time on the podium for medalist presentation for photos, but we will be moving on with our session to start again in 4 minutes time, 3 minutes time. The medalist presentation now for the 200 meter multi-class individual medley on the boys side. Your bronze medalist is Vancouver Pacific Swim Club, Ramon Sitanko. Silver medalist, Kisu Swim Club, Cam Chambers. Gold medalist, provincial champion, new Canadian record-setting swim from Olympian Swimming, Fernando Liu. Congratulations. We now move into the medalist presentations for the girls 50 meter backstroke. Starting off with the 12 and under age group, bronze medalist, Ridge Meadow Swim Club, Kaylin Emerson. Silver medalist, Wayland Swim Club, Teresa Yee. Gold medalist, 12 and under provincial champion, West Vancouver Otters, Laura Senecal. Congratulations. The medalists for the 13-14 girls 50 backstroke. Bronze medalist, Kelowna Aquajets, Ellie Chu. Silver medalist, Surrey Knights Swim Club, Leanne Chen. Gold medalist, your provincial champion, Olympian Swimming, Sophie Smith. Congratulations. The medalists now for the 15-16-year-old girls 50 meter backstroke. Bronze medalist, Olympian Swimming, Katie Takai. Silver medalist, West Vancouver Otters, Cassie Wong. Gold medalist, and your provincial champion in the 15-16 age group, Canadian Dolphin Swim Club, Olivia Zhou. Congratulations. The medalists for the 17 and over girls 50 meter backstroke. Bronze medalist, Vancouver Pacific Swim Club, Emma Asaoka. Silver medalist, Spartan Swim Club, Callie Saunders. Gold medalist and provincial champion, Olympian Swimming, Carolyn Jia. Congratulations again to all medalists in the girls 50 back. We now move into our medalist presentations for the boys 50 meter backstroke. Bronze medalist in the 12 and under age group, Williams Lake Bluefins, Emmett Engel. Silver medalist, Kisu Swim Club, Milo McDermott. Your gold medalist, 12 and under provincial champion, Wayland Swim Club, Will Shu. Congratulations. Your medalist for the 13-14 age group, bronze medalist, Kelowna Aquajets, Elliot Key. Silver medalist, Island Swimming, Mason D'Entremont. Your gold medalist and provincial champion, Olympian Swimming, Mark Eistov. The medalists for the 15-16 boys 50 backstroke. Bronze medalist, Olympian swimming, Adanuril Rosal Brito. Silver medalist, Pacific Seawolves, Jeffrey Chen. Gold medalist and provincial champion, Ladysmith Shemana Swim Club, Colton Gonzalez. Congratulations. We now ask our athletes behind the blocks for the 12 and under girls 50 breaststroke to check their caps and goggles and get ready for our race to resume in just a few moments' time, and ask our referees to make their way back up behind the starter. Medalist now for the 17 and over boys 50 backstroke. Bronze medalist, Hayak Swim Club, Alonzo Chan. Silver medalist, Surrey Knight Swim Club, Preston Senabaratni. Gold medalist, provincial champion, Olympian swimming, Matteo Savini. Congratulations again to all medalists in the boys 50-meter backstroke. We now turn attention to the start end of the pool, where we move into the girls 50-meter breaststroke. Behind the blocks, this is your girls 12 and under provincial final. The 1200 finalists underway. Top two, Mia Whittle for Kamloops Classic and Everly Hirsch in lane 5 for Canadian Dolphins. 35.50, 35.52, 2 100ths apart this morning in prelims. BC provincial record at 32.92, held by Shima Taghavi. A time swum December 2024, Toronto, Ontario at OJI's. Top time going to be in lane number 5. Looks like Hirsch on the touch at 34.61. Second fastest, Whittle, 34.88 in 4. Third fastest, Pacific Seawolves, Andrea Sanchez Portillo in lane 6. Results on the board are official. Lanes 5, 4, and 6 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentations after the end of the boys' 50-meter breaststroke. We're now moving into our second swim for the girls 50, the 13-14-year-old provincial final behind the blocks. The 13-14 final, top two, Avery Hill from Pacific Coast, and lane 5, Olympian swimming, Elsa Chen. BC Provincial Short Course for the 13-14 age group. A 31.84, December 2014, Kamloops, BC at the MJB Law Classic, 22nd annual hosting. Leading the way in lane number 4, Hill with a half body length on Chen in 5, touches 38.57 in 4. 33.57 followed second, Elsa Chen, Olympian swimming in 5, and third in lane number 7, Sophie Carter, Olympian swimming 34.47. Results on the board are official. Top 3, lanes 4, 5, 7 are invited to the awards podium. We're moving on now to our 15-16 girls 50-meter breaststroke provincial final. (15-16) final. Top qualifier, Nina McEachran for Kisu at 32.23. Pacific Coast Swimming, Miles Sanborn at 32.63. 15-17 breaststroke provincial record of 30.85, held currently by Faith Nelson, representing Island Swimming back in December 2018. Christmas Cracker, December 7th. Fastest time going to be Sanborn, 31:73. Second and 4, third and 3, McEachran and Joe. Results on the board are official. Lanes 5, 4, 3 asked to please make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentations. We're going to move on now to final swim for the girls 50 breaststroke, and behind the blocks we've got your girls 17 and over provincial final. Top qualifier, 17 and over final, Olympian swimming Maisa Montauk in lane number 4, 32.89 this morning in prelims. BC 15-17 record again is a 27.09, held by Island Swimming's Jade Hanna, a 4-time World Junior Championships champion. Overall, 8 medalists for Jade Hanna at World Junior Championships over her career. Maisa Montauk leading in lane number 4, followed lane 3, Kiana Owens for Campbell River touching for first. Montauk at 33.06. We have a tie for first place, Maisa Montauk in 4 with Kaya Dimitri in lane 6, second fastest time. Third place, Molly Zhang for Pacific Seawolves in 5. Results on the board are official. We are going to pause our meet for a second here. We need to note that we have a child that needs to be found, Jack Beveridge. If you are in the building, we need you to come down to the lifeguard station at the east end of the pool. Jack Beveridge, if you are in the building, you need to come down to the lifeguard station at the east end of the pool right away. We are on the lookout for Jack Beveridge. Once again, we're on the lookout for Jack Beveridge. If you have seen Jack Beveridge, or Jack Beveridge, if you hear this, please come down to the lifeguard station at the east end of the pool between our teach pool and the east end comp tank. For the meantime, we're going to be moving on with our session here at the West End for the 2026 BC Winter Provincial Championships. This is now the boys 50-meter breaststroke behind the blocks. Once again, results from that last race were official. We have a tie for first place. 4-6-5 are asked to please make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentation after the end of the boys 50-meter breaststroke. Behind the blocks now, this is the boys 12 and under 50 breaststroke provincial final. A tie for first in our 17 and over final. We are now underway with the boys 12 and under 50 breaststroke. BC provincial 12 and under record is a 32.51, held by Hayak Swim Club's Justin Jung. 2019 Surrey, BC at the Surrey Knights June Jamboree. Top qualifier 34.59. Derek Francois in lane 4 for Pacific Coast. Ryder Chang for Island Swimming challenging, as well as Kenny Wu for Olympians touching first. Francois 34.04 in 4. Second, Kenny Wu for Olympian swimming 34.33, 1/10. A tenth and a half ahead of the 34.49 for Ryder Chang in lane number 3. Results on the board are official. Lanes 4, 5, 3 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentation at the end of this race. Moving on to our next swim, behind the blocks, this is the boys 13, 14-year-old 50 breast provincial final. (13-14) final, top qualifiers, Pacific Seawolves, Nick Zhang in lane number 4 at 32.03, 32.05. Richmond Rapids, Egan Lee in lane number 5. Second fastest BC provincial record is a 29.07. Richmond Rapids, Anthony Sue, fastest and going to be outside smoke. Putchkoff at 31.58. First in lane number 1 on the outside. Second at 31.84, Rapids, Egan Lee in lane 5. Third for Nick Zhang, Pacific Seawolves in 4. Results on the board are official. Lanes 1, 5, and 4 are invited to make their way to the awards podium. Lanes 1, 5, 4 to the awards podium. Moving on to our next swim, behind the blocks, the 15, 16-year-old boys 50 breast provincial final. We would like to confirm that we have found Jack Beveridge. Thank you to all of those of you helping to find Jack Beveridge. 15-16 final. Top qualifier Anthony Sue for Richmond Rapids holds the BC Provincial 13-14 record, 15-16 record, 15-17 record, a 27-6-0. Joshua Young for Island Swimming back at the OJI International in December 2016. Fastest time here, 28:41 in lane 4 is Anthony Sue. Liam Chu, second and 5, 29 seconds flat, and third, Joshua Kim for Olympian Swimming, 29:57 in 3. Results on the board are official. Lanes 4, 5, 3 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentations at the end of this event. All medalists for the girls and boys 50 breaststroke are asked to please begin making their way to the awards podium in advance of our medalists being presented. One swim to go in the boys 50 breaststroke behind the blocks. This is the 17 and over provincial final. Final swim for the boys 50. After this event, we will pause to announce our medalists for the girls and boys 50-meter breaststroke. BC Open record for the 50 breast is a time of 27:04 held by Scott Dickens, representing UBC Dolphins Swim Club. A time swum March 2009 at the Canadian Spring Nationals in Toronto, Ontario. Out in front, top qualifier Zhang in 4 was a 27:69 in prelims, such as here 27:95. First place in lane 4. Second fastest, third fastest, lane 5, lane 3 are Luke Stewart-Beener for Olympian Swimming and Jaden Belaus for Saskatoon Goldfins. Results on the board are official. Lanes 4, 5, 3 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentations. And we're going to move now into our medalist presentations at the awards podium for the girls and boys 50-meter breaststroke. Athletes behind the blocks for the 400 free, please relax for a few minutes' time. Over to the awards podium, the medalist presentations now for the 12 and under girls 50-meter breaststroke. Bronze medalist, Pacific Sea Wolves, Andrea Sanchez Portillo. Silver medalist, Kamloops Classic, Mia Whittle. Gold medalist, provincial champion, Canadian Dolphin Swim Club, Everly Hirsch. Congratulations. The medalist now for the 13-14-year-old girls 50 breaststroke. Bronze medalist, Olympian swimming, Sophie Carter. Silver medalist, Olympian swimming, Elsa Chen. Gold medalist, provincial champion, Pacific Coast Swimming, Avery Hill. The 15-16-year-old medalist presentations. Bronze medalist, Canadian Dolphin Swim Club, Olivia Zhou. Silver medalist, Kisu Swim Club, Nina McEachran. Gold medalist, 15-16-year-old provincial champion, Pacific Coast Swimming, Mael Sanborn. The medalist presentations now for the 17 and over, girls 50 breaststroke. Bronze medalist, Pacific Sea Wolves, Molly Zhang. Your tied gold medalists, joint provincial champions, Olympian swimming, Kisu Swim Club, Maisa Montakab and Kaya Dimitri. Congratulations to all of our medalists in the girls 50-meter breaststroke. We now move into our awards presentations for the boys 50-meter breast. In the 12 and under age group, your bronze medalist is island swimming Ryder Chang. Silver medalist, Olympian swimming, Kenny Wu. Gold medalist, 12 and under provincial champion, Pacific Coast Swimming, Derek Francois. The medalist now for the 13-14-year-old boys 50 breaststroke. Bronze medalist, Pacific Sea Wolves, Nick Zhang. Silver medalist, Richmond Rapids, Egan Lee. Gold medalist, 13-14-year-old provincial champion, representing Vernon Kokanee Swim Club, Alex Puchkov. The medalist presentation now for the 15-16-year-old boys 50 breaststroke. Athletes behind the blocks, please check your caps and goggles. We resume in just over a minute's time. Bronze medalist, Olympian swimming, Joshua Kim. Silver medalist, Kelowna Aquajets, Liam Chu. Gold medalist, 15-16-year-old provincial champion, Richmond Rapids, Anthony Sewell. And our medalist presentations for the 17 and over boys 50-meter breaststroke. Bronze medalist, Saskatoon Goldfins, Jaden Billaus. Silver medalist, Olympian swimming, Luke Stewart Binder. Your gold medalist, 17 and over provincial champion, Olympian swimming, Justin Zhang. Congratulations to our boys 50 breaststroke medalists. We now turn our attention back to the start end of the pool for the beginning of event 63. This is the girls 400 free. Behind the blocks, your 12 and under girls provincial final. .400 freestyle, 12 and under finalists. Lane number 1, Canadian Dolphin Swim Club, Everly Hirsch. Lane 2, Surrey Night Swim Club, Emily Liu. In 3, Kisu Swim Club, Adeline Duda. Lane 4, Pacific Sea Wolves, Andrea Sanchez Portillo. Lane 5, Wayland Swim Club, Kathy Liu. In 6, Canadian Dolphins, Ziva Zhou. Lane 7, Wayland Swim Club, Mandy Han. And lane 8, Kelowna Aquajets, Elodie Sandler. Leading time at our first quarter turn, 1:06.08. Wayland and Kathy Liu in 5, followed Sanchez Portillo, 1:06.15, and third, Ziva Zhou in 6. Dead set turn, a tie in fact, 1:41.51. Sanchez Portillo, Kathy Liu splits into that tied turn, are only 6/100ths of a second apart. Great start here for our first 150 meters. BC provincial record for the girls 11-12 age group, 4:22.38, held since 2006, February the 17th, just over a year, 20 years ago, in Winnipeg, Manitoba, at the Western Canadian Championships. A 4:22.38 swum by Whitehorse Glacier Bears Alexandra Gabor. (250, 100 meters after our tied turn between Sanchez Portillo and Kathy Liu. A small gap shaping up. 2:53.21, 2:53.58. Duda for third, 2:53.97, 7.5 tenths behind Sanchez Portillo. Duda with the second fastest turn between herself and Sanchez Portillo. Pushing pace here in the latter half of our 1200 final for the girls 400 free was a 4:49.72 this morning in prelims. .100 meters to go, 35.75. The fastest time into the 300. Sanchez Portillo, but only by 5/100ths of a second. 35.80 is Duda at a 29.77. 8 tenths behind Sanchez Portillo with 100 to go. Kathy Liu in lane 5, 75 to go at the turn ends. Quite close as well. Not quite a full half body length back from first place. Coming down to our final 50, 35.77, 35.65, 36.05. A tenth faster than Sanchez Portillo. Kathy Liu with a 4:05.16 and 5 tenths behind Sanchez Portillo. Leading time is a 4:04.76, 7.3 in 4. With 10 to go, Sanchez Portillo growing her gap, pushing the final 50 up to 3/4 of wide length over Liu. Tops out 4:37.69, first in 4. Good racing through our 12 and under final. Liu second, 4:38.67, and 4:40.42 for Duda, third in 3. Results on the board are official. Lanes 4, 5, 3 are invited to the awards podium for presentation after the start of our next race. Moving on now to our 13 and 14-year-old girls 400 free provincial final. The medalist presentations now for the 12 and under girls 400 freestyle. Bronze medalist, Kisu Swim Club, Adeline Duda. Silver medalist, Wayland Swim Club, Kathy Liu. Gold medalist, 12 and under provincial champion, Pacific Sea Wolves, Andrea Sanchez Portillo. Athletes in the pool for the 13-14 final. Swimming lane number 1, Pacific Sea Wolves, Rennie Chang. Lane 2, Hayak Swim Club, Hanna Korzanovska. In 3, Pacific Coast Swimming, Ada Chen. Lane 4, Spartan Swim Club, Bonnie Choi. In 5, Kelowna Aquajets, Olivia Golanowski. Lane 6, Windskill Dolphins, Mia Bruno. 7, Pacific Coast Swimming, Katie McLaren. And Lane 8, Olympian Swimming, Abigail Cockle. 150-meter mark turn in 4. Choi leads for Spartan, 136.18, followed second. Korzanovska, Chen for third in 3, and a close fourth from McLaren in 7. Halfway turn, it's a body length lead for Bonnie Choi at 2:09.74. Second, third, fourth, unchanged from the 50 prior. Korzanovska, Chen, McLaren in 2:37. BC provincial record of 4:12.58. Swam in Edmonton back in 2002, 24 years ago, at the Canadian Open, November 28th that year, by Surrey Knight Swim Club's Brittany Reimer. One of the longer standing BC records in the book. Choi in 4, Korzanovska in 2, Chen in 3, our top 3 with 150 to go. Last summer, our 13-14-year-old gold medalist, our top qualifier tonight, Bonnie Choi, was a 4:33.03 long course. The gold medal last summer in the 13-14 age group was 4 straight gold medals in a row. Uncontested gold medalist in the 4 free Winter Summer 2025, Winter Summer 2024. Choi at 3:51.67 into her final 50. Chen moves up a position, now second in 3, dropping Korzanovska to third. Winter 2025, a year ago, Chen, our silver medalist in the 11-12 400 free, will finish second here as well. Bonnie Choi with the top time, 4:25.24 in lane 4. Second in 3, Ada Chen, 28.55, and third, Hayak Swim Club, Hanna Korzanovska. Results on the board are official. Lanes 4, 3, and 2 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentations during our next race. We now move over to second age group in the girls 400 free. Behind the blocks, your 13-14-year-old provincial final. The medalist presentations now for the 13-14-year-old girls 400 freestyle. Your bronze medalist, Hayek Swim Club, Hanna Kurzanovska. Silver medalist, Pacific Coast Swimming, Ida Chen. Gold medalist, 13-14-year-old provincial champion, Spartan Swim Club, Bonnie Choi. Congratulations, athletes. $59.97 at the 100-meter turnover. Lane 5, Abigail McLeod for Winskill leading the field with the lone time under the minute mark. Followed second in 4, Naomi Minot for Winskill. And third, Anastasia Bogush for Hayek. Top qualifying time of 4:17.46 is Minot in 4, McLeod in 5 at 4:20.15. Second this morning. $200-meter mark turn. McLeod remains our leader over Minot in 4. $235.96 for your 15-16-year-old defending gold medalist from Summer Provincials last year. 15-16-year-old silver medalist is Minot in lane number 4 with the faster time out of prelims at a 4:17.46. Currently 4.5 meters behind McLeod. 3:08.35 with 100 to go. Minot 3:11.66. At current pace, will not be gaining any ground through this final 100. 3:13.75 in line with Minot's turn at the 300. 33:04, 10th faster is third place, and now Kaya Weaver in 3. To Minot and McLeod's gold and silver. Silver and gold from McLeod and Minot, that is. Weaver, the respective bronze medalists from Summer 2025 Provincials in the 15-16 age group. .407 on the clock. Big push from Weaver through the final 75 meters. Top time is going to be McLeod at 4:12.60. Reprises her position from last summer, as do Minot and Weaver as second and third in the 15-16-year-old age group. 4:12.60 is the top time in the 15-16 final for Abigail McLeod of Winskill Dolphins. Results shown on the board are official. Our top 3, lanes 5, 4, and 3, are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentations during our next swim. Time to move on now to our final swim in the girls 400 free. Behind the blocks, your 17 and over A final. The medalist presentations now for the 15-16-year-old girls 400 freestyle. Bronze medalist, island swimming, Kaya Weaver. Silver medalist, Windscale Dolphin Swim Club, Naomi Minot. Defending gold medalist, two-time Summer 2025, Winter 2026, Provincial Champion, Windscale Dolphin Swim Club, Abigail McLeod. 17 and over finalists. Swimming in lane number 1, Pacific Sea Wolves, Emily Adam. Lane 2, Windscale Dolphins, Kelly Key. Lane 3, Nanaimo Riptides, Winona Wong. Lane 4, Vancouver Pacific Swim Club, Emma Liu. In 5, Kisu Swim Club's Hannah Rutten. 6, Spartan Swim Club, Callie Saunders. 7, Spartan Swim Club, Sophie McNeil. And lane 8, Kelowna Aquajets, Juliet Nicholson. Top qualifier in at the 150 with a second place turn of 135.52 is Emma Liu. Emma Liu this morning was a 421.93. Back in the winter of 2024 as a 15-16-year-old, was a silver medalist in the 200-meter freestyle. A year prior to that at 2023 Canadian Swimming Championships. A gold medalist as a 13-14-year-old in the 200 freestyle with a 205.69 personal best, long course that in that final. Our overall leader is 207.41 at the 200-meter mark. Kelowna Aquajets Juliet Nicholson in lane number 8. Coming into 250 now. Body length between our leading two. Nicholson at a 240.59. 242.13 for Liu, second in lane number 4. Third fastest, Hannah Rutten at 244.20 in lane number 5. No podium finish for Nicholson last summer in the 200, but gold in the 815 free and bronze in the 400 free. This is a reprisal from summer 2024, where she was a bronze medalist in the 400 free and the 800 freestyle, as well as silver in the 1500. .314.28, 100 meters to go for Nicholson. Liu and Rutten are second and third. Also favoring the longer distance swims, Hannah Rutten last summer, gold in the 15, silver in the 15 rather, and bronze in the 8. Winter 2025, a year ago, double bronze in the 815 free. 50 to go for Nicholson. Second and third, Liu and Rutten separated out by 3/100ths of a second, a tenth. 9/10ths faster for Rutten here in 5 on that 350-meter mark turn. Big push through the final 75. Rutten challenging Nicholson now for first into the final 5 meters down to the touch. It's going to be Nicholson at 420.83 in 8. Second fastest, Hannah Rutten in lane number 5. That's 421.37. And third, 422.66, Emma Liu for Vancouver Pacific in lane number 4. Rutten adding the 400 to her roster of wins. Up from a silver medal back in summer of 2024. Results on the board are official. Liu for third and 4, and 854 are making their way to the awards podium for medalist presentations during our next swim. Boys 400 freestyle coming up next. Behind the blocks, your 12 and under boys provincial final. The medalist presentation now for the 17 and over. Girls 400 free. Bronze medalist, Vancouver Pacific Swim Club, Emma Liu. Silver medalist, Kisu Swim Club, Hannah Rutten. Gold medalist, 17 and over provincial champion, Kelowna Aquajets, Juliet Nicholson. Congratulations. Once again, congratulations. Boys 400 free, 1200 final, swimming lane 1, Hayak Swim Club, Heejun Ko. Lane 2, Hayak Swim Club, Andy Pan. Lane 3, Canadian Dolphins, Mate Zababonin. In 4, Wayland Swim Club, Will Shu. Lane 5, Pacific Coast Swimming, Derek Francois. In 6, Kisu Swim Club, Milo McDermott. Lane 7, Kisu Swim Club, Zach Reap. And lane 8, Olympian Swimming, Willem Whitlar. Top qualifier at 4:23.42 is Wayland Swim Club, Will Shu. Defending gold medalists from the 11-12 400 freestyle last summer, a 4:37.67 long. As well, the winter provincial champion last year at 4:44.43 long. In addition to the 400 free last summer, gold in the 8 and 1500 freestyle, silver in the 2. $2:42.98 on the clock for Will Shu, 33.27 out of the 250-meter leg. Second, Zababonin, Canadian Dolphins in lane 3, and third, Francois in 5. $3:16.37 with 100 to go, and Wayland Swim Club, Will Shu, our overall leader. 4:23.42 is time to beat. $3:49.41 with 50 to go. 33.04 into the 350-meter mark. Gonna be around at current pacing a 4:24, in line with this morning's performance. Back end 50 looks a bit stronger here, putting on the afterburners. Off goes Zababonin and Francois in 3 and 5 as second and third into the final 25. Closely followed in 6, Zach Reap. Milo McDermott for Kisu in 6. McDermott poised here to take over from Francois for second. The third top time, Will Shu at 4:21.46, 32.05. Drops a second plus for the last 50. Zababonin in second, and McDermott indeed completing a takeover from Francois for third. 3/100ths faster with a 4:31.79. Results shown on the board are official. Lanes 4, 3, and 6 are invited to make their way to the awards podium. for medalist presentation during our next swim. Moving now into our 13, 14-year-old boys 400 free provincial final behind the blocks. The medalist presentation now for the 12 and under boys 400 freestyle. Bronze medalist, Kisu Swim Club, Milo McDermott. Silver medalist, Canadian Dolphin Swim Club, Mate Zababonin. Gold medalist, 12 and under provincial champion, Wayland Swim Club, Will Shu. Congratulations. Thirteen and 14-year-old finalists. Swimming in lane number 1, Canadian Dolphins, Sean Wu. Lane 2, Olympian swimming, Lanson Kammer. Lane 3, Hayak Swim Club, Jeremy Lee. In 4, Finn Kirk representing Kelowna Aquajets. Swimming in lane 5, Olympian swimming, Jaden Gu. Niall Sullivan for Olympian swimming in 6. 7 is Surrey Night Swim Club, Matthew Huang. And lane 8, Kootenay Swim Club, Sawyer Perlstrom. 59.82 at the 100-meter mark in lane 3. Current leader, Hayak Swim Club's Jeremy Lee. Second, third, now at our 150, Jaden Gu, 132.35. 2 tenths ahead of Finn Kirk. 5 tenths behind Lee for first in 3. (204.48), 205.05, 205.21. A dynamic field here now. Splits 8 100ths apart, 32.62, 32.70. A half-second lead for Lee over Gu. Finn Kirk pushing to stay in line with Gu in 5. Starting to creep up here on Lee, 31.80, 32.01. Both splits faster than the 32.54 for Lee. Gonna have to come back strong here in the final 150. 2 tenths ahead of Gu's inbound at the 250. 31.80 for Finn Kirk in lane number 4 was a 4.16, a 6.8 in prelims this morning. Gu and Lee remain in front of Kirk with 100 to go. Kirk dropping pace here, 32.61, back down, 32.13, 32.18. It looks like with current pacing, it's going to be a battle between Lee and Gu. But again, it looks like Kirk pushing here on the second to 50, opposite 50. $50 meters to go. 30.78. 5.5 tenths faster than Gu at 31.34. Lee in 3 with the lead. Legs are on as well as Kirk. Kirk surges forward ahead of Gu into the final 25, pushing for Lee into the final 3 strokes, going to be Jeremy Lee by 7/100ths of a second. Finn Kirk just not quite enough. 28.96 though, 8 tenths faster than Lee on that final 50, a 409.81, 411.23 for third and 5, and Jaden Gould. Big drops from all of our top three. 409.74, 409.81, 411.23. Down from 420.50, 416.68, and 417.50. Results shown on the board are official. Lanes 3, 4, 5 are invited to the awards podium for medalist presentations during our next race. Behind the blocks now, your boys' 15-16-year-old provincial final. Directing attention to the awards podium, the medalist presentation for the 13-14 boys 400 freestyle. Bronze medalist, Olympian swimming, Jaden Gould. Silver medalist, Kelowna Aquajets, Finn Kirk. Gold medalist, your 13-14-year-old provincial champion, Kayak Swim Club, Jeremy Lee. Congratulations. 15-16-year-old finalists, lane number 1, Olympian swimming, Jinsei Yamamoto. Lane 2, Hollyburn swimming, Weiss Wu. In 3, Olympian swimming, Alan Wu. Lane 4, Olympian swimming, Adonuriel Rosal Brito. Lane 5, Pacific Coast swimming, Nolan Greenwood. In 6, Canadian Dolphins, Adam Jin. 7, Pacific Seawolves, Matthew Chow. And lane 8, Island swimming, Josh Tsai. Representing Olympian swimming, Adonuriel Rosal Brito this morning was a 3:59.00. Second fastest overall time for the boys 400-meter freestyle. In prelims, 50 meters in, 1:24.50. Rosal Brito in 4 with the lead. Alan Wu, Nolan Greenwood, second and third, 3 and 5. .200-meter mark, 3 seconds and gaining for Rosal Brito over third. Greenwood, 1:56.3 for Wu in 3. About a body length and a half there between second and first. Wu at 4:04.96, third fastest. Greenwood 4:01.75, second fastest in this age group. Adonuriel Rosal Brito, while representing Olympian swimming, a high performer for his native country of Venezuela at the 20th Bolivian Games in Ayacucho, Lima, 2025, was 4th overall in the 400 freestyle, a long course time of 4:01.51. Stops the clock here, 3:50.94, adding a gold medal unofficially in the 400 free to his slate of gold in the 50, gold in the 100, gold in the 200, and silver in the 8. Greenwood for 3rd behind Alan Wu with a 3:57.41 for 2nd in 3, and for the 3rd fastest time, 4 minutes 7:0 Greenwood in 5. Results on the board are official. Gold in the 50, the 1, the 2, and now the 4. We invite our top 3, Rosal, Brito, Wu, and Greenwood, to the awards podium. Moving on now to our final swim in the boys for free, the 17 and over provincial final. The medalist presentations now for the 15-16-year-old boys 400 freestyle. Bronze medalist, Pacific Coast Swimming, Nolan Greenwood. Silver medalist, Olympian Swimming, Alan Wu. Gold medalist, provincial champion in the 50, the 1, the 2, and the 400 free. Olympian Swimming, Adanuriel Rosal Brito. Congratulations. 17 and over finalists. Lane number 1, Canadian Dolphins, Jimmy Zhu. Lane 2, Olympian Swimming, Danny Park. Swimming in lane 3, Pacific Coast Swimming, Alex Camra. Lane 4, Olympian Swimming, Sander Kruiman. In 5, Island Swimming, Noah Weaver. Lane 6, Island Swimming, Chase Saxon. 7, Kisu Swim Club, Callum Ziefley. Lane 8, Olympian Swimming, Pietro de Andres. Overall, top qualifier, Sander Kruijmans this morning with the fastest time in prelims at 3:53.50. A Dutch national, Kruijmans' best time, a 3:44.96, a time from Vancouver at the Vancouver Pacific Winter Invitational. The 10th fastest time in country for the Netherlands. 1:50.26 leads at the 200 under personal best pace, a 1:51.41 earlier this season, December the 6th for Vancouver at the BPSC Winter Invitational. Second fastest qualifier, Island Swimming's Noah Weaver was a 4:64. Alex Camrera for Pacific Coast in 3 at 4:84, 2/10 behind Weaver. 250 meter mark, Kruijman 2:19.07. 9/10 under PB pace. Chase Saxon's current 3rd behind Weaver, 2:26.39. BC Open record tied with the national record, Open national record in the 400 at 3:39.10. August 6, 2009, leads Great Britain at the British Gas Grand Prix. Island Swimming, Ryan Cochran. Cochran, the owner of the 800 long course Commonwealth pool record on the board here at the West End. Kruijman, 3:17.93, headed into his final 50. Second, 325.18, 326.80, Weaver and Saxon. And an uncontested dominating lead in lane number 4, Sandra Kreemans for Olympian Swimming with 5.3 touches, 3:47.07. Second fastest in 5, Noah Weaver, 3:52.68, and third, 3:56.20. That time, Chase Saxon for Ireland. Results on the board are official. Lanes 4, 5, 6 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentation during our next swim. A test start before we get underway with our next race, the combined 200-400 freestyle provincial final for our multi-class girls. Once again, events 113, 213 combined, the 200-400 multi-class girls freestyle provincial final. Athletes in the pool for the 200-meter distance in 3, Deborah Bear para-swimming, Alyssa Hebert. In the 400-meter distance, lane 5, 6, Pacific Seawolves, Mary Jibb, and Vernon Kokanee Swim Club's Bria Duncan. This morning in prelims, 4:52.46 for Pacific Seawolves Mary Jibb was a BC record in the S10 100 400 freestyle. A time of 4:52.46 or better will tie or better the standing now S10 BC record. Over to the awards podium now, the medalist presentation for the 17 and over boys 400-meter freestyle. Bronze medalist, island swimming, Chase Saxon. Silver medalist, island swimming, Noah Weaver. Gold medalist, 2026 provincial champion, Olympian swimming, Sander Kruijman. What, 3:33.00, Mary Jibb at the 300-meter mark. .4:10.29 on the clock for Mary Jibb, Pacific Sea Wolves, under BC record pace, a 4:18.64, the time a 4:56.23. Held short course by Surrey Night Swim Club's Ariana Hunziker, a time from May 2021, going on 5 years ago. Swum by Chilliwack in Chilliwack, BC at the Spartan CSI Pacific Athletes Meet. Fastest time in the pool, 4:47.07 for Mary Jibb in the S10 400 freestyle. 4:47.07, well under the 4:56.23 BC provincial record. That is a new unofficial provincial record for Mary Jibb of Pacific Sea Wolves. Bria Duncan at the 5:16.79, turn in 6. In the 200-meter distance at 4:31.99 for Alyssa Hebert. And Duncan at 7:05.45, dropping 45 seconds from an entry time of 7:50.33. While we're waiting for times to be declared, times on the board will be compared against points, performance points accrued based off of calculations with the Swimming Canada Para Points Calculator. We will be presenting our awards when results are re-ranked by performance points. With that stated, times and times alone on the board are declared correct. We will be re-announcing our awards winners to make their way down to the podium when the results are ratified. And congratulations again to Pacific Seawolves Mary Jibb with a 4:47.07 new BC record in the 400 free S10 time final. Moving on now to our boys 200-400 combined provincial final. Once again, the boys multi-class 200-400 combined provincial final. .200-meter distance time finalists. Lane 2, Pacific Seawolves Sebastian Masabi. Lane 3, Keystone Swim Club's Cam Chambers. Lane 4, Vancouver Pacific Swim Club Ramon Sitanko. 400-meter distance in 6, Olympian Swimming Fernando Liu. And Lane 7, Surrey Night Swim Club Omran Majidzada. Provincial record holder in the S10 sport class, Olympian Swimming Fernando Liu, 2:03.38 on the clock at the 200-meter mark. A time just shy of the 2:01.66 record pace for the national record. 4:01.33 held since February 2002, Vancouver, BC at CI's Championships. Times won by Bishop University's Philippe Gagnon. Fastest 2 into the wall in the 200-meter distance. Cam Chambers in 3. Ramon Sitanko for Vancouver Pacific in lane number 4. With a time of 2:57.37 in lane number 2, Pacific Seawolves Sebastian Masabi well under his 3:13.49 seed time, a time under the BC 200 freestyle S5 provincial record of 3:18.72 held since March 2015 by Andrew Cook of Keystone Swim Club. That is an unofficial BC record in the S5 sport class men's 200 freestyle. National record for the S5 sport class of 3:06.41, held since 2017, swum in Wolfville, Nova Scotia at the Acadia Age Group Development Meet by Trio Centurion Swim Club, Daniel Murphy. 3:55 on the clock, coming in towards the end of our race for our 400-meter athletes. Leading the way again in lane number 6, Olympian swimming Fernando Liu. The 4:22.42 seed time. Into the wall, 4:13.37 for the fastest time in the 400-meter distance. Under his own provincial record of 4:22.42 from 2004, swam in Langley at the Olympian Short Course Invitational, November the 1st in 2024. That is an unofficial BC record for Fernando Liu, as well as the BC record for Sebastian Masavi in the 200-meter distance S5 sport class. And Omran Majidzada in 5:45.14. Drops over 7.5 seconds from the 5:52.71 seed time into our time final. While we're waiting for times to be declared correct, we're going to go ahead and call down our medalists for the 400-200 combined final for the girls' freestyle event. We are asking Alyssa Hebert, Bria Duncan, and Mary Jibb to make their way down to the awards podium. We will present these awards after the start of the 13-14 4x50 medley relay. We're going to go ahead and call times on the board not official for that last race, and we're going to move into our relay events. Coming up next, the girls 1200 4x50 medley relay behind the blocks. Your girls 1200 timed provincial final. Once again, your girls 1200 timed provincial final. Four by 50 meter medley relay. Timed final for the 1200 age group. Top seed is a 2:03.22 for Wayland Swim Club in lane number 4. Time to beat in the 1200 age group at 2:19.25 is Pacific Seawolves this morning. Again, at 2:19.25 is the time to beat for gold on the podium tonight. Second and third fastest seed times. Olympian swimming in 5 at 2:11.21 and 2:11.57 for Canadian Dolphins in 3. Backstroke done and dusted. Breaststroke coming to a close. Up in front, 3 and 4. Canadian Dolphins and Wayland with Everly Hirsch and Claire Lynn. Takeovers are 1:08.59 for Canadian Dolphins in 3 and 1:09.45. Wayland in lane number 4 at 1. Ziva Zhou, Mandy Han take off for fly. Third, Olympian swimming a 1:10.06 changeover between Mandy Wong and Casey Nickel. 55 meters to go. Dead set heat between Canadian Dolphins and Wayland into the wall. It's going to be a couple hundredths advantage for Wayland at a 1:40.16, a tenth and a half for Mandy. Well, 10.4 for Mandy Han in Wayland for Wayland into the wall. First into the final 50. Kathy Liu anchors for Wayland. Rachel Zhai for Canadian Dolphins. Third out is not Olympian swimming any longer. Down to fourth. Third in lane 6. Surrey Knights anchored by Arya Batra. BC record of 2:04.98. Homeward bound. Top time is going to be Kathy Liu. Stopping the clock, 2:08.08 for Wayland in 4. Second fastest, Canadian Dolphins, 2:09.26. Third at a 2:11.60 under our high point swim. Brings a third place into our unofficial top 3. Again, time to beat from this morning, 2:19.25 Pacific Seawolves. Surrey Knights under at 2:11.60. Times and times alone shown on the board are correct. Lanes 4, 3, 6 are invited to make their way to the awards podium. Next on the awards podium, we'll be presenting our multi-class girls 2-4 freestyle medals, and as well the girls 12 and under 4x50 medley relay. We now move into our second swim for our relay session behind the blocks. For the boys 4x50 relays, this is your 12 and under timed provincial final. The medalist presentations now for the 200-400 combined provincial final for the multi-class girls. Bronze medalist, Stedward Bears para-swimming, Alyssa Hebert. Silver medalist, Burning Kokanee Swim Club, Bria Duncan. Gold medalist and new BC record holder, your provincial champion, Pacific Seawolves, Mary Jibb. Congratulations. Into the wall in our 50-meter mark turn for the boys 12 and under, 30.49 leads the way for Wayland. Second out, Kisu, 30.81, Will Shu, Milo McDermott on leg number 1, respectively taken over from by Austin Chan, Zachary. Top seeded time, a 2:07.82. BC short course record is Hayek at 1:59.59. .106.20 at the 100-meter mark for Wayland. Austin Chen in at the end of a 35.72 breaststroke 50. Taking over from Chen, Jason Song. We pause from the pool and present now the awards for the 12 and under girls 4x50 medley relay. Bronze medalists, Surrey Knights Swim Club, Emily Liu, Melissa Zhang, Audrey Lee, and Arya Batra. Silver medalists, Canadian Dolphins, Charlotte Bond, Everly Hirsch, Ziva Zhou, Rachel Zhai. Gold medalists, Wayland Swim Club, Teresa Yi, Claire Lynn, Mandy Han, and Kathy Liu, your provincial champions. So 12 and under boys cruising to a close. Up in front in lane 4, Olympian swimming anchored by Aiden Park. Top time, 2:04.24 in 4. Second, Elijah Bradford stops the clock for Kisu at 2:06.21, and third in lane 6, UB Pacific Coast Swimming, 2:06.43. Third place at 2:06.43, under our high point from session 7, 2:19.51 from Pacific Seawolves this morning/early afternoon. While we are waiting for results for that last relay, results on the board, times on the board, not official at the current time, we invite our 200-400 multi-class medalists for the boys event down to the awards podium. Fernando Liu from Olympian Swimming, Kisui Swim Club, Cam Chambers, and Pacific Seawolves, Sebastian Wasabi. Times and times alone shown on the board from that last race are correct. Lanes 4, 3, and 6, all under the high point 2:19.51 from session 7, are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentation during our next race. We will present our multi-class 2-4 freestyle awards for the boys multi-class event after the start of the boys 13-14 4x50 medley relay. Now underway, we turn our attention to the start end of the pool for the girls 13-14 age group 4x50 meter medley relay, timed provincial final. Leading 50-meter turn in the 13-14 age group time provincial final. Up front in 3, 29.15 for Sophie Smith of Olympian Swimming. Smith followed Sophie Carter. Second up in 5, the takeover for Sylvia Sanchez Portillo off of Elsa Liu's lead out 50. Time to beat in the 13-14 age group, a 2:07.59. Top 3 tonight, 2:01.26 for Pacific Seawolves, 2:01.90 for Kelowna, and 2:03.33 seed time for Olympian Swimming in lane number 3. Now it is Olympian leading at the 100-meter mark, 1:03.08, followed second. Kelowna at 1:03.53, and third in 4, 1:04.55. Pacific Seawolves between our leading 2 turns. Elsa Chen, Isla Hingston, Xinyi Tian up into the fly leg now. Four by 50-meter medley. BC record is a 1:59.23 from Swim BC's Short Course AAA Championships back March 2017. 9 years ago on March the 4th, Pacific Coast with Hannah Edwards, Laura Rincon, Jessica Luo, and Grace McDonald at a 1:59.23. Home stretch, gonna be close here. Up in front, it's going to be Olympian Swim Club, Kelowna Aggregates in 5, 1:59.62. Second for Pacific Seawolves, a 2:01.48, and third in 6, 2:02.35 for Pacific Coast. Time to beat again, 2:07.59. Olympian Swimming in our time finals earlier today does not come into contest with our third fastest time, 2:02.35 under. Times and times alone shown on the board are correct. Lanes 5, 4, 6 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentations. Moving along. Time now for the boys 13-14-year-old timed final. The medalist presentation now for the 200-400 multi-class combined freestyle final. Bronze medalist, Pacific Seawolves new BC record holder, Sebastian Masabi. Silver medalist, Kisu Swim Club, Cam Chambers. Gold medalist, provincial champion and new BC record holder in the S10 400 free, Olympian swimming, Fernando Liu. Congratulations. 13-14 relay on the boys' side. Top seed, Kelowna Aquajets at a 154.56 in 4. BC 13-14 provincial record for the 4x50 medley, a 147.77. Starting out a 1 minute 14, Kelowna Aquajets lead in lane number 4. Record at 147.77 held since a new Westminster Hayak time trial. Time of the team at the time was Paul Arogo, Justin Zhang, Lon Kim, and Matthew Wong for again 147.77. Coming into the conclusion of our 150-meter mark leg, 6 leads by a half body length. Vancouver Pacific Swim Club, Mateo Palma into the wall, 127.22. Second, Olympian swimming at 127.98. Mark Isov on fly. Givone Okindo anchors, following Andrew Zhang. And third in 3, Hayak Swim Club at 128.06. 13-14 time to beat a 157.02. Home stretch going to be close, but it's Vancouver Pacific at 157.98 in lane 6. Second for Hayak at 152.46. Manages to move ahead of Olympian swimming, 153.34 for third in 5. Again, time to beat from earlier today, 157.02 in our time finals for the 13-14 4x50 medley. Third fastest tonight, 153.34, under by just shy of 4 seconds. Unofficial top 3 on the board as Vancouver Pacific, Hayak, and Kelowna. We are showing a disqualification now that affects our top 3. This is a disqualification in lane number 5, disqualification event 68, heat 2, lane 5. Once again, disqualification event 68, heat 2, lane 5. This moves Kelowna Aquajets in 4 up to 3rd place, 6.34. Our new top 3 times and times alone with that disqualification announced are now declared correct. We invite lanes 6, 3, and 4 down to the awards podium. We're moving on to our next age group, behind the blocks. This is your girls, 15, 17-year-old 4x50 meter medley relay timed provincial final. Once again, your medalist presentation for the 1200 girls 4x50 medley relay. Bronze medalist, Surrey Knights Swim Club's Emily Liu, Melissa Zhang, Audrey Lee, and Arya Batra. Silver medalist, Canadian Dolphins, Charlotte Vaughn, Everly Hirsch, Ziva Zhou, and Rachel Zhai. Gold medalists, provincial champions, Teresa Yi, Claire Lin, Mandy Han, and Kathy Liu. Congratulations. The 1200 boys 4x50 meter medley relay presentation. Bronze medalists, Pacific Coast Swimming, Lucas Schroeder, Derek Francois, Yamina Ankwa Boama, Lucas Bartlett. Silver medalists, Kisu Swim Club's Milo McDermott, Zach Reap, Caleb Reap, and Elijah Bradford. Gold medalists, provincial champions in the 1200 boys 4x50 medley. Olympian swimming Ray Zhao, Kenny Wu, Jason Zhang, and Aiden Park. Congratulations. (15-17), 100 done and dusted, 150 coming to a close. Leading team in lane number 5, 127.83 is Canadian Dolphins Lucy Liu in 5. 27.70 on the fly leg, followed Olympian swimming with Emma Crossan on leg 3, turnover at 128.65. Off for the last leg of the race in 5 and 4, Lauren Day, Katie Takai. Home stretch, top time is going to be Canadian Dolphins in lane 5. Going to be a 153.21 under the BC short course record of a 153.80, new unofficial BC record by 0.6 of a second for Canadian Dolphins. Second in 4, Olympian swimming, anchored by Katie Takai at 153.79. Third fastest in 2, 155.73, Olympian swimming B relay. Time to beat for the girls 15-17 age group, 159.38. Third fastest tonight, 55.73. Times and times alone on the board are correct. Lanes 5, 4, 2 are headed to the podium. Moving on now to the girls 18 and over 4x50 meter medley relay. This is our penultimate swim for session number 8, the final night of racing here at the BC Winter Provincial Championships. Let's end off our last 2 races with a bang. This is the girls 18 and over, the boys 15-17 4x50 meter medley relay behind the blocks. Our third to last race of the evening. Once again, 15-17-year-old boys 4x50 meter medley relay timed provincial final. The medalist presentation now for the 13-14-year-old girls 4x50 meter medley relay. Bronze medalist, Pacific Coast Swimming, Violet Lundgren, Avery Hill, Stella Nabel, Ada Chen. Silver medalist, Pacific Seawolves, Elsa Liu, Sylvia Sanchez Portillo, Cindy Tian, and Sabrina Shaw. Gold medalists, provincial champions, Kelowna Aquajets, Ellie Chu, Alice Walters, Isla Hingston, and Karis Yance. Congratulations. In the 15-17 boys 4x50 freestyle relay. Off of the 155, 56.17 Pacific Seawolves in 6, followed Pacific Coast Swimming 56.43. 6 and 5 currently are Max Wu, Alex Camarera on the fly. 5 meters to go for Pacific Seawolves in 6. Top time at the 150, 121.11 in 5 for Pacific Coast, not Seawolves. Second in 6 at a 122.14, a second behind Pacific Coast. Anchoring for PCS, Evan Idy in 4 and 5. Matthew Chow for Pacific Seawolves in lane number 6. BC record of 143.83. CCS anchor is seated at 145.68. Fastest 144.37. Time to beat. A 148.10 top time under. Second fastest at 145.02, 1 under in 4 for Rapids, and third fastest 145.16 Olympian swimming under in lane 3 for third. Times and times alone shown on the board are declared correct. 5-4-3 are invited to make their way to the awards podium. We move into our penultimate swim for the night. The girls 18 and over, 4x50 meter medley relay. timed provincial final. The medalist presentation now for the 13-14-year-old boys 4x50 meter medley relay. Bronze medalists, Kelowna Aquajets, Elliot Key, Jackson Ritchie, Matthias Hogley, Finn Kirk. Silver medalists, Hayak Swim Club, Beryl Skeen, Jerry Ling, Evan Chang, and Jeremy Lee. Gold medalists, provincial champions, Vancouver Pacific Swim Club, Owen Zhou, Noah Cockle, Mateo Palma, and Andrew Zhang. Congratulations. $50-meter turnover for our leading two. $100-meter mark turn, Pacific Coast Swimming Miles Sanborn 1:02.38, followed Pacific Seawolves Molly Zhang in 4 at 1:04.86. The medalist presentations now for the 15-16-year-old girls 4x50-meter medley relay. Bronze medalists, Olympian swimming, Sophie Smith, Shea Murtha, Paige Mumford, Vivian Lin. Silver medalists, Olympian swimming, Carolyn Jia, Maisa Montakab, Emma Croston, Katie Takai. Gold medalists, Canadian Dolphin Swim Club, Olivia Zhou, Michelle Zhang, Lucy Liu, and Lauren Day. New provincial champions and provincial record holders at 1:53.21. Congratulations. Fastest time in our 18 and over 4x50 medley, a 1:59.06 Pacific Coast in lane number 5. Second fastest, 2 minutes 92. Pacific Seawolves in 4 times, and in this case, results on the board are official. Lanes 5 and 4 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentation at the end of our session. We move into now our final swim for the relay. This behind the blocks is your boys, 18 and over 4x50 meter medley relay, the timed provincial final. Over to the awards podium now, the medalist presentations for the 15-17 boys 4x50 meter medley relay. Bronze medalists, Olympian swimming, Alex Belisico, Ben Buchholz, Danny Park, Adenuriel Rosal Brito. Silver medalists, Richmond Rapids, Yiguo Song, Jerry Tall, Gary Du, Anthony Sue. Gold medalists, Pacific Coast Swimming, Ruben Lee, Izin Zhou, Alex Camrer, and Evan Eide. Provincial champions. 1:17:68 of the 100-meter mark. Olympian swimming Luke Stewart-Binder on leg number 3 for Olympian swimming, anchored out by Sander Kruijmans. Top time is 1:41:29. BC short course record. Open a 1:36:70. Second fastest seed, Olympian swimming's B in lane 5, anchored out by Linus Wong. Kruijmans into the wall, 1:40.86 in 4. Second fastest. No time showing on the board for Olympian swimming in lane number 5. Have a correction coming up there in just a moment. While we're waiting for our results to appear, the medalist presentation for the 18 and over girls 4x50 meter medley relay. Silver medalists, Pacific Seawolves, Mary Jibb, Molly Zhang, Xinyi Tian, and Elsa Liu. Gold medalists, provincial champions, Pacific Coast Swimming, Riley Greenfield, Maëlle Sanborn, Nicole Jones, and Samantha Burwell, your provincial champions. Times, and in this case results, with no heats to compare against in time finals earlier today, our official lanes 4, 5, 6 are invited to make their way to the awards podium for medalist presentation in our next few moments. We also encourage all of those of you here to stick around for the next couple minutes for our presentations of our overall aggregate awards for our athletes age group aggregate awards and our small and overall combined team championship banner. In the meantime, though, we would like to release our remaining officials on the deck. Thank you very much for your efforts through tonight's session. We have another BC record to add to our slate in the 18 and over 4x50 meter medley relay. The lead out 50 backstroke split for Mary Jibb of Pacific Seawolves at 31.74 lowers the BC record swum earlier today down from a 33.26. Another BC records breaking swim for Mary Jibb. We present the awards now for the 18 and over boys 4x50 meter medley relay. Bronze medalists, Keesee Swim Club, Julius Bartkovich, Hercules Gilman, Callum Zeefley, Jacob McNamee. Silver medalists, Olympian swimming, Tim Krapivny, Darren C., Owen Turnacliffe, Linus Wong. Gold medalists, provincial champions, Olympian swimming, Matteo Savini, Justin Jung, Luke Stewart-Binder, and Sander Kruijmans. Congratulations. We end tonight's session with 5 new BC records swum through finals and time finals tonight, 1 new Canadian record. In the multi-class boys 200-meter individual medley by Fernando Liu, and an America's record pending in the works for Mary Jibb in the 200-meter individual medley. Congratulations to all those record-breaking swims through tonight's finals, and all record breakers throughout the course of the weekend's racing. We now turn attention to the awards podium for the end of our session tonight, where we present our individual aggregate add-up awards for our age groups through this weekend's racing. Presenting these awards, Swim BC's Melissa Webster. We start with our 12 and under age group. On the girls' side, scoring 252 points overall through the course of this weekend, please welcome to the podium Kamloops Classics' Mia Whittle. Congratulations again to your 12 and under individual aggregate add-up award winner for the 12 and under girls, Kamloops Classics' Mia Whittle. Our aggregate award winner for the 12 and under boys, scoring 265 points through the course of this weekend, Wayland Swim Club, Will Shu. Congratulations. In the girls 13-14 age group, scoring 249 points, Spartan Swim Club, Bonnie Choi. Once again, our 12 and under girls individual aggregate award winner, scoring 252 points, Kamloops Classic, Mia Whittle. Congratulations again. Our 13-14 aggregate award winner, 249 points, Spartan Swim Club's Bonnie Choi. Congratulations. For the 13-14 boys age group, scoring 209 points, Kelowna Aquajets' Finn Kirk. Congratulations. Your aggregate award winner for the 15-16 girls age group, scoring 205 points. Please welcome Canadian Dolphin Swim Club's Olivia Zhou. Congratulations. Your aggregate award winner for the 15-16 boys age group, scoring 208 points. Please welcome Pacific Sea Wolves' Jeffrey Chen. Congratulations. our aggregate award winner for the 17 and over girls age group, scoring 225 points. Please welcome Kelowna Aquajet's Juliet Nicholson. Congratulations. Your 17 and over boys aggregate award winner, 175 points scored by Olympian swimming Danny Park. Congratulations again to our aggregate award winners for Olympic program events. We now present our aggregate award winners for the the multi-class events. Starting on the girls' side, scoring 6,465 points. Please welcome Pacific Seawolves and New America's pending record holder, Pacific Seawolves Mary Jibb. Congratulations again, and now your aggregate award winner on the boys' side for our para events this weekend, scoring 6,893 points, multi-time Canadian record setter. Please welcome Olympian swimming Fernando Liu. Congratulations. We next present our standings. We now present our individual combined team championships for small team and large team. Starting off on the small team side, we give a warm congratulations to Windskill Dolphin Swim Club. If we have a representative from Windskill still in the building, we'd like to invite them down to the awards podium to collect their team banner. Congratulations again to Windskill Dolphins for winning the small team championship banner. And we now present our overall team championship banner. In third place, runners-up with 3,139 points, Pacific Seawolves. Second place, runners-up, 3,250.5 points, Pacific Coast Swimming. And for 2026, your overall combined team championships at BC Winter Provincials, 6,262.5 points, Olympians Swimming. Congratulations again to your combined team championships for the winter of 2026 Olympians Swimming. While our teams are enjoying a photo op at the start end of the pool, we thank once again all for coming out to our provincial championships here in Victoria, BC, hosted by Pacific Coast Swimming for the winter of 2026. Congratulations to all athletes on all personal bests, records swum, new standards achieved. We'd like to thank all of our volunteers for coming out and allowing our meet to run this weekend here in Victoria, BC at Saanich Commonwealth Place. And thank you one and all for keeping us fed and watered, as well as safely judged through the course of this weekend. Thank you one and all for coming out to Saanich Commonwealth Place. We hope you have safe travels home, wherever inside the province or extra province that is. And we hope to see you again on a pool deck again sometime soon. Have a great evening, and again, safe travels home. We'd also like to congratulate our Day 3, Day 4 Canoe Swimming BC bursary winners. Congratulations again to Brad Safnuck of Pacific Coast Swimming and Ross Mill. Swim BC will be in contact. Once again, thank you for coming out to our last night of racing. Have a good night, safe travels, and we see you on the deck again sometime soon. Good night.